Hey everybody, Geek Alchemy here. How you doing? I'm here today making my mechanic soap. Alright, found my gloves. It's been a while since you heard her barking in the background, hasn't it? What do you see, baby? What's the matter? Alright, today it's gonna look like I'm making hardly anything for this soap. And, well, it's a salt bar, so you always end up having more soap than what the oils and water you put in because of, excuse me, because of the salt. Now, as you can see here, I have my little rectangle molds, and I also have some flower molds. I'm just going to be doing 2 little sunflower molds, and I'm thinking of adding some pink salt just as a topper to these guys. I'm not quite sure, but what I am sure of is this black salt. I just added a little bit of activated charcoal to it, just like you would buy from a fancy retailer, and I figure, no, it's not soaked in as effectively as what you would get from a restaurant supplier, but I'm okay if it swirls in the mix. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it if it does happen to do that. That's enough. Alright, so gonna add my lye water. Just simple lye and water. Nothing fancy. It's what the salt's for. For anyone wondering why I'm making a mechanic soap in my Homestead fandom, I'd have to ask, why not? The mechanic is a massively important role on the homestead. And it doesn't just have to be the guy who works on the truck. It can also be the guy who works on the tractor. The guy or girl, because let's face it, there are some very talented female mechanics out there who deserve this as much as the guys. Again, I know it looks like there's hardly anything I'm putting in here, but we're only working with 1 pound of oils. And this fragrance actually works really, it sticks really well in soap. It's really hard to not get air bubbles in this one. Alright, let's see if I can't tilt it. Alright, we burped it a little bit. Let's see if that helps. So like I was saying, mechanic doesn't just have to be the person working on the family truck. It can also be the person working on a train. It can also be a person working on major machinery, like tractors or forklifts. It can be someone who just likes tinkering with their hands, because ain't nothing wrong with a hobby that makes you work with your hands. We are close to emulsion. We're not quite there. I'm going to keep going just a little bit because the salt will accelerate saponification. Very difficult not to get air bubbles. Alright, just because I keep grabbing air, I'm gonna stop using this guy. I'm gonna sprinkle some of that pink salt into one of these molds, but only ever so gently, just to see what it looks like. Alright, gonna be adding the white salt now. Just try and incorporate that for now. Try and stir out any air bubbles. Alright guys, I'm back. It took a little longer than I expected. That's alright, better slower than faster. And I also realized that the percentage I used of fragrance oil was only for the oil, not the total weight of the final soap, which is how I calculated it the last time. So I made up that difference off camera. It's barely emulsified at the moment, but this thing, once it starts to saponify, it does move fast. So I'm going to be adding in my black salt. Again, if it colors everything gray, it colors everything gray. I'm good with that. And that's exactly what it's doing. That's alright though. Not a bad looking soap. Besides, the activated charcoal is a nice boost to the cleansing of this soap. I'm not sure if it's picking it up on camera, but that's a nice, I don't know, can gray be warm? I think that's a nice warm gray right there. Alright, I want to test it one more time. Alright. Again, we're at emulsion. I'd prefer at least at a light trace, but this soap does move fast, even though my fragrance oil does slow everything down a bit. Last time I did this, it was for the house, so it really didn't matter too much, but there was a lot of air bubbles in that soap. Alright, now come back and fill that up. I want to continue to stir. Make sure the salt is evenly distributed. Try and even this out. You're gonna be a pain in the butt, aren't you? For those of you wondering why there's a cloth on this cookie sheet, it's because the cookie sheet is made of aluminum and soap do not mix in any fashion. So anyone who's wanting to get into the soaping hobbies, I strongly suggest you find yourself some plastics. if I do this, if that'll help. Sorta, not really. Alright, let's see how many more of these I can get in. Ooh. Looks like I got extra here for a sample. Yep. I have one of these guys always sitting on the side waiting, just in case, for whatever reason, my calculations are wrong. Alright. This was probably the best behaved soap so far. And classically, they're little buggers. I must have the soap god smiling down on me today. I'll take it. Alright, come on, flatten out a little bit. It's just a scotch cockeyed on this side. Trying to fix that. Did that do it? A little bit. Alright. Alright, here's a picture of the freshly poured soap. And next, the unmolding. Hey guys, Geek Alchemy here for the cutting, or rather unmolding, of the mechanic from our Homestead fandom. This is that sample. Alright, and here we are gonna unmold some of the bars. That's the bottom right there. This is the top. This is not bad at all. I let it sit in here a few extra days just to make sure, but I think at day 2, 3, this was ready to pop out. Not really surprising that it's unmolding very nicely. A couple of the edges here and there are still a little sticky, but otherwise comes out very clean. Alright, so I don't know about y'all, but I'm more interested in the flowers, how they're going to come out. Slowly, slowly. Alright. Not bad. Not bad at all. And there's the second one. Bottoms are very nice and flat. I did not put enough of that pink salt in. I honestly can't tell where it's at. I think I see 1 or 2 pink spots here. But otherwise, it looks like I didn't put near enough in it. Oh well, I guess. Alright, if you guys hold on one moment, I'll weigh these out and see what we got. Okay. While I'm waiting for this to warm up, this soap will be, this video will be popped out according to my schedule November 14th. It is actually still October, as you've probably guessed here. And so long as my schedule, as long as I'm loading these up as I'm writing them on my schedule, this Saturday will be the soap release. So keep that in mind if you are an online buyer. All right, what do you say we weigh this guy first? Fresh out of the mold, it's 3.5 ounces. Just over 3.5 ounces. See what these little guys weigh. Oh, actually the same. That's pretty good. So I can, this one's just under 3.5. Let's see another one. This is over 3.5. So, okay, roughly they're all the same. All right, this is going to be a sample that I give away. This is 2.3 ounces, or I could even round it up to 2.4. So someone's going to get over half of a bar of soap for free just because they purchased one of my anything, one of my soaps. You may be the lucky person to get the mechanic sample. You might get a Sinterklaas sample. You might get, who knows, maybe a candy cane sample. It all depends. I do this randomly and I try and send out samples of soaps you did not purchase. So just keep that in mind, that you could, you know, there's no algorithm that I go by. It's just if you happen to have a soap, if there's a sample of a soap you did not buy, I'll probably put it in there. Alright guys, I guess that's it for today. Stay happy, stay geeky. Love y'all. Bye.